So we've managed over $100 million in ad spend over the last decade.
Sounds expensive.
And I've gone back and I've looked at the clients I've worked with. I'm like, hey, what went wrong? What went right? What did I learn? Whether you're just getting started in advertising or you're a seasoned professional, here are some of the most valuable lessons that I've learned from managing over $100 million in ad spend over the last decade.
This guy knows.
The first lesson I've learned is that any marketing campaign requires a couple things. You've got to have the right message or the right video. You've got to put that video in front of the right people, and you've got to give those people a great offer, a valuable offer. And if you can do that at the right time, when all three of these elements work together, you can get the right results. The results meaning you're getting leads, you're getting booked calls, you're getting sales, like your marketing dollars will turn into sales dollars. But it takes time and it takes testing, right? Like you can't just have one video and put it in front of one audience with one offer. Like you've got to test lots of different messages, lots of different videos. You can test, I would do this first, then you could test multiple different audiences and see how those people take the offer. But really, if your marketing is not working, it's one of these three elements. So that's the first thing. The second one, and this goes to a lot of business owners out there, is it's hard to read the label when you're inside the bottle, right? Sometimes we're working for a company or it could be our service or a product, and we know the product so well. And we know the industry so well that we're trapped inside this bottle, and it's hard to communicate that value to other people, especially when they don't know as much as we do. And it's almost like we're cursed with knowledge. And so I put myself in that bucket, like where I think I know what's best, but sometimes I'm inside the bottle and I can't read it. So for that reason, I think it's so important to hire a team who thinks differently than you. I think it's important to have a coach who can tell you what that label looks like outside the bottle. You can go to masterminds and get other people's perspective, like have them help you read the bottle that you're inside. So that's the second lesson I've learned when it comes to working with people. So before I get to the next point, I do want to invite you guys. We have a ton of really cool marketing resources, whether you need a calculator or a video ad framework. We even have workshops that are available. If you're interested in any of those, click the link, check them out, and they'll be a great resource for your marketing. The third lesson I've learned is that in business, something is always broken, right? So there's different parts of your business. You have the marketing aspect. It's how you tell people what you do and what you have going on. And when people like that message, they're going to engage in a sales conversation. And it's like, this is what I can do for you at this price, or this is how much this product costs. And there's a sales process. And then once that transaction happens and they give you money, then it's about fulfillment. Can you deliver what you promise? And these are really the three core components of a business. I mean, you do have accounting outside of here, and you're making sure that what you're spending is also coming back. But with any business, these are the core components. And here's the takeaway. There is always something broken in your business, and that's okay. Because when marketing does its job, it puts stress on the sales conversation. And then when sales crushes it, it stresses the fulfillment. And so then you've got to fix the fulfillment. Like if you're getting tons of views and clicks and tons of like leads and opportunities, but you don't have the ability to fulfill that, you've got to hire team members, improve your operations. And then once that funnel's fixed, once the fulfillment process is fixed, then you can go back and crank up the marketing. So again, there's always something broken in your business, and that's totally fine. It's normal. I think if you didn't have something broken, you'd probably be out of business because you'd have no problems. It's really about finding those problems that are going on in your business, solving those, and then going on to the next one. So that's the third lesson. The fourth is tracking the metrics, right? So we do a lot of video marketing, and you get a ton of people, you get a ton of views, right? And if you have a great video and it's shown to the right people, those people will click, and those people will go to your website and they'll check out what you have. And if your website's optimized, then those people will get on your email list, or they'll become leads, or whatever that next phase is. And then especially for service, of those leads, if you keep delivering them value, then those will turn into phone calls or conversations, and you can have a conversation, and then they will purchase from you as a service. And so some people think that they can just skip, like they can get views and they skip and buy, but that's not how it works. Like there's points in your marketing system that you need to be measuring and optimizing and fixing and improving. So again, so your views turn to clicks, your clicks turn to leads, and your leads turn into calls, and those calls can turn into sales. So whatever your sales process, your marketing or sales process, make sure that you have those metrics that you're measuring, that you're improving them, and go that way. We ordered a client. She had tried some advertising before and hadn't seen success with it. And I'm like, let's look at your campaigns. Like, let me dive into what your campaigns look like. And we found that she was getting a lot of views, but her leads and her calls were really expensive. So there was a gap sometime between the view and the lead that was costing her a lot of money. Like, she would pay like $100 for a lead when she shouldn't be paying $100 for a lead. So we looked at her video. We added a call to action on her video. So now people were watching it and she was inviting them to take action. And then we also switched up the audience, like who were the people seeing this ad? And when we did that, her click-through rate doubled. So she was having a lot more people come through, and her cost per lead went from like $100 per lead all the way down to like $15 a lead. And it's all because we switched up the video and the audience, and we were measuring those two things. I think that's what unlocked the bottleneck. Unlocking that bottleneck was what really helped the marketing finally work. And we wouldn't have known that unless we were willing to test, unless we had the right video to the right audience. The last step is in your marketing or business, I think you should ask yourself the ROAS question, right? And the ROAS question involves three things. There's three parts of a rose. There's the petals, there's the thorns, and there's the buds. Right? So the petals are like the beautiful thing, right? What's the good thing that's happening? What is good about your business? What are your strengths? What's working really well? Let's identify that. Now, the thorns, right? What's painful in your business? What's hurt? What's the challenge where you're stuck? And you got to be honest with yourself with that, right? Hey, maybe our video is not as good as we think it is, or maybe our offer is not as good as we think it is. But just get really clear on that, because you can't fix what you don't know about when you don't improve. Then the third is the bud. The bud is the opportunity. So what is an opportunity in your marketing that you could pursue? And I think if you ask yourself these three questions, not only in business and marketing and really in life, like I tell my kids the same thing after they play a basketball game. Hey, what was your ROAS moment? What was your ROAS for the game? But ask yourself these three questions, because with your marketing, it's all about learning and improving and optimizing. And so ask yourself those questions. If you have a campaign that didn't go as well as you hoped, what's the ROAS? And then you can learn and move on and keep going on. So again, these are some 5 lessons that I've learned that have been really helpful for me. I'm hoping they're helpful for you so that you can improve your marketing, improve your business, and crush it. If you want to learn how to optimize a YouTube ad campaign, like what numbers we look at, check out our next video, because we dive into details around that. So again, if you're in marketing, you're going to want to check that out. So over the last 10 years, we've managed over $100 million in ad spend. Most of that's been on YouTube, but there are 5 lessons that I've taken away from that experience. There's a lot of good things that have happened, a lot of bad things that have happened, and you learn from it. And again, there's 5 things that I've taken away. So if you want to know what those 5 things are, and if you're in that space, I guarantee you will get something of value from it. Click the link, check the video out, and I'll see you on the other side.